Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing my subscriber milestone recommendations video. I've recently reached 250 subscribers, actually I'm at nearly 270 now. So I thought I would do some recommendations of other booktubers who I think are just generally brilliant. But before I start, thank you to everybody who's helped me reach that number. And people who have subscribed, commented, liked, or just interacted with me in whatever form that happens to be. I am very appreciative of that. The fact that I've reached 250 subscribers, especially in 6 months, is actually remarkable to me. Don't know how I managed it, because I'm still very awkward in front of a camera, as you can tell, and this affects my speech somewhat. I'm not very eloquent. So I'm actually amazed that I've managed to reach 250. I hoped when I started this channel that I would manage to get to 100 in my first year. So I've got 250 in half the time, which is remarkable, really is. Anyway, on to the main part of the video, the recommendations themselves. Oh, and one quick note is I've put the people I'm going to mention in alphabetical order based on their username, just for convenience. The first person happens to live only about 150 miles away from me, a rough guess, in England, and that would be Anna from her channel, which is Anna Scott. Anna reads a varied selection of books, although she does have a certain leaning towards fantasy, and the way she does videos I really like, and she has a certain sort of slightly sarcastic humour, which is actually quite similar to mine. And it's always just really fun to watch her videos. She doesn't really wow with a slightly amusing sort of streak running through them, which I always really like. The next person is Canadian, and that would be Emily from her channel Emily K. Her choice in books often goes toward the literary fiction, although she does like fantasy, and again is quite varied. She recently did a series called Canadian A, brilliant name by the way, Emily, and she talks about some of her more favourite Canadian-based authors, obviously. And I actually found this series quite interesting. I mean, I'm not familiar with Canadian authors. Most of my authors are generally either English or American, with like very occasional Japanese. So having Canadian authors to listen to is interesting. The next person is Brock from his channel Let's Read. He reads a variety of books, although he has a distinctive lean towards science fiction and fantasy, and he has a certain sense of humour which he puts in his videos, and he makes some slightly unusual videos. For instance, he recently made a video where he just showed the noise of books being shut, which is a peculiar idea. I wouldn't have thought of that, but it was strangely compelling and actually a good video. The next person is American, and that would be Terry from her channel Terry Talks Books. Now, she is a librarian. Her choice in books is very, very varied, which is obviously an interesting thing and a good thing from my point of view, because obviously you get to see a wide range on her channel. As I said, she's a librarian, so she does know books well, and she does really good reviews. They're very in-depth, and she references other books and such, and they're just extremely good. And finally, the fifth and last person that I'm going to mention in this video is an American by the name of Jocelyn, whose channel is The Owl's Perch. I've known her for a long time, actually the longest out of the 5 people that I've mentioned today, and she reads a very wide and varied collection of books like fantasy, science fiction, and she's getting into more classics, which leads into the fact that she runs the Classics Club, which is a Goodreads group which I'm also a member of. So that's it for talking about the 5 people. All of them I personally really like, and they've all got really interesting channels. Talk about a wide variety of books, pretty much everything you could think of really. But anyway, I digress. That's it for this video. I thank you for watching. Please go check out their channels if you have a moment. One of them is bound to be to your liking, I would suspect. And that's it. So, see you another day. Bye for now.